Yo, so you guys, been fire here back from the video, and today we're going to be hopping into another Madden 24 gameplay. Now, I know it has been a minute, but, you know, your boy's been pretty busy, honestly, just a lot of stuff going on right now, so definitely going to try and get more uploads going around this Christmas season. Should have a little bit more time on my hands, so expect some more gameplays, things of that nature. I will try and get caught up on things like the meta and try and bring those videos, so let me know what you guys want to see, what's really popular right now. Let me know. I've been a little bit out of the loop. Now, playbooks wise, we're going to be in spread on offense. We are going to be in 4-6 on defense. Looks like we're going to be rocking with some nickel over. Just overall a good base coverage defense. Now, hearing some rumblings, blitzing doesn't really seem like meta. I could be wrong about that. If there is some blitzes you guys want me to run or see if I can find some things, let me know down below as we get this nice lurk here with Jerome Baker. First play, something light. But yeah, I think honestly just like base 4-man rush coverages, get some good D linemen is kind of what the meta is from what I've been seeing just on Twitter. But anyways, offensively, we are going to be in this trio offset. Now take a look at my packages down below. We will go to the 4 wide receiver package. Pretty much what that does is that gives us Robbie Anderson there at tight end. I'm not calling him by his stupid name. You cannot get mad at me for that. But this is going to be the gun trio offset. Now, one thing that's interesting is you can also go to the gun trio offset weak, which is also an option for 4 wide receivers. The thing is you can't audible, though, when you have 4 wide receivers, which is a little bit unfortunate. We're just going to start out here running the football. This is almost like a trips tight end look. It's very similar to like a trips tight end, as you see, getting... Oh, my God. Should have really taken that to the crib. Some nasty stick work there. As... just so much speed on this offense, but yeah, so there's a lot of good things here. You see an RPO alert bubble, we have a read option, we have an inside zone, we have level sail, we have a few passes like this flanker dig play with a really good wheel route, we have verticals, PA post shot with a little crossing route. I love this little backside crosser running back route with Devon A-Chain here. So we're just going to run a real simple setup here, and we're going to be trying to open up either X or our running back here, either the deep crosser or this underneath route. You see, he's actually using the safety in this case, a really deep route. So we're just going to check it down to A-Chain. Again, if you're playing super far over the top, I will not be afraid to hit those flats consistently. It looked like he was running a cover 6 using either the half or the quarter there. So overall, easy check down, and we're already at the 11-yard line. So here I like this flanker dig play. Again, the wheel route is mainly my big money route here, especially against zone coverage, because it will get in a really sweet spot against the zone. So we actually have our trips on the short side for this play, just to open it up. Now it is man coverage, so the wheel route is kind of bagged, but oh my God, Tyreek Hill taking one for the team there, and he gets into the end zone. Obviously man coverage did not work with him, which is the case in the NFL, is he's probably going to break that receiving record. He should be a higher candidate for MVP, honestly, because the Dolphins would not be the same without him. We saw what the Dolphins looked like before they got him. But yeah, he took a massive hit there. We're rocking with these Dolphins throwbacks. These are honestly one of my favorite unis of all time. I like the Dolphins unis now, but these unis were undefeated, man. I like the orange stripe on the helmet. It just hits different. And honestly, all of the early 2000s, kind of late 2000s, early 2010s, those jerseys just hit different. You know, I like the Dolphins. The Vikings are one of my favorites as well. The Broncos, when they always wore their navies with the white pants, those were nice. So, but yeah, in this nickel over, again, of course you can get these safeties at linebacker, which are going to be a little bit more effective naturally. Now we don't get everything off, so we are actually just in a random play here. Thankfully, they put us in our formation that we wanted to be in, so we just run a little cover 3. He's going to hand it off there. Nice little run by him. Actually, some decent stick work from the lad as well. Picking up 15. But I'm going to turn on match coverage. We're going to dabble in a little bit of match coverage. Going with either a cover 9 show 2, cover 4 palms, cover 4 quarters, cover 6. You have a lot of options. Now, typically, if I'm running the cover 9 show 2, I will usually like to have auto flip off. And the reason for that is so that I can always have my cover 2 on the short side, and I can always have my cover 4 on the wide side. And somehow, he almost completed that pass. Yeah, in this cover 9 show 2, it's a very interesting defense for the simple fact that it just throws people off. It's, again, not something you see every day. I don't face cover 9 really ever, so I don't have any like cover 9 beaters. As you see, we should have got that lurk. I don't even know who I'm using, but clearly he's not the most agile guy, because I really should have been able to get up to that route, make a play on that ball, and you can see immediately me adjusting the personnel, trying to get these guys in the right positions. I think I threw Jalen Ramsey in the slot, because I'm like, I might as well just use the best player on my team, and boom, right when we said he throws a book, and I was trying to lateral to Jalen Ramsey just for kicks and gigs, but it didn't actually work out. But honestly, I'm trying to show off the defense here. This is more focused on a defensive video. If you guys want kind of more of a video on that gun trio offset, I can definitely bring that. But he's going to hand it off here. Nice little run. And that's one of the things with auto flip off, is sometimes he can actually run away from the corner. So you may want to bring that slot corner in. Now that can be a tell that you're running cover 9, because in a cover 4, that slot corner is always going to be a quarter zone, to where you would really never want to use the quarter flat. So, but you can see here, I don't think this guy is the smartest, so I'm willing to take that chance. And boom, he throws it in coverage again. I don't understand how the tight end just stopped his route. Actually, almost came back to the ball and caught that. Like, that really should have been the easiest pick of our lives there. Now, here's where match coverage gets a little bit tricky, and honestly, I just cannot stand defending 5 wide this year for whatever reason. You blitz it, someone's always open, and you run this, and clearly our quarter flat just was not far enough out there. Maybe I had a man align there, or, it's just tricky running zone against 5 wide. Typically, you want to audible to just a man coverage look and take your chances for that play. I think probably your best bet at being 5 wide is either trying to send pressure, get pressure, but there's also a chance that he blocks it and you're burned. So I typically will just like to running a man coverage base, and I'll throw a few zones out there on the flats. I'll throw 2 curl flats out there, and then maybe just a deep inside third against 5 wide, and say, you're going to have to beat me really deep on the outside, or, there's going to be no one else really open unless it's small stuff, little drags. You're going to want to watch the middle of the field with your user. Now, you're going to have a 3-man rush in that defense generally, so you're going to want to probably use the guy on the running back if you can. Now, take away one of those zones, maybe the short side curl flat, something like that if it's a trips, tight end side curl flat, because you can use that anyway. There's just different ways to do it, but again, we're not focused on man coverage. And we're actually setting up our audibles here for the trio offset week. Some decent plays in there. You got curl flat, middle slant, inside zone, just to name a few. We have an RPO alert bubble. We have this PA flood, which actually has a tight end screen. Now, I think I was still under the impression here that we could actually audible between these, but I may have been sadly mistaken. This is, again, this flanker dig play. You have a little zig. Just a lot of routes I like on the field here. We have this little wheel with Sed. And this drag to wheel route combo is always one of my favorites, but when you have Tyreek Hill on a little screen, and the high-low there was the screen to the, we threw Tyreek just on a smoke screen, and then we had the deep wheel route from the slot receiver. So that's just a really good high-low read, because if it's a cover 2, it's going to open up the wheel route, and if it's cover 3, Tyreek Hill's going to have enough space there to get open. And again, I like this little drag to wheel, but you can also go with another option. It's going to be a flat to wheel. So 2 options. And again, we have Robbie Anderson, who is really fast running that tight end route. We probably could have hit him there, but again, I didn't feel like he was respecting Tyreek enough in the flat, and I'm just going to check it down and pick up the first down again. And what's going to happen when we keep throwing that to Tyreek Hill? He's going to start probably shading underneath. Maybe he throws a man coverage assignment on Tyreek Hill, which if he does, we know we can take it home with the top, because no one can guard him one-on-one. But we're actually going to do the smart thing here. Just run the ball with Raheem Mostert. And generally, nobody can catch him, but we didn't have the angle there. Nonetheless, probably close to a 40 or 50-yard run there. And just looking good on offense so far. He hasn't had any answers for us, really. So that's going to end the first quarter. You see, he actually runs some cover 6 himself. So we'll get him going with the match coverage. Who knows if he actually turned on match, but with the speed we have, match is probably not going to be a good decision, because who can stick with Tyreek on a crosser or a drag? No middle linebacker can. So we're going to try a little off tackle, I think, here. See if we can get to the outside. Probably not the greatest stick work, but maybe I actually had great stick work. As we could have gone to the outside initially, but we cut it back against the grain, and that actually worked out for us. We go into the end zone, and we are just killing him with the run here. And here's the moment I realized we didn't even have our offensive lineman in. If you don't know, when you play regs, the injuries are still kind of active. So Trevor Lawrence, he just got injured. CJ Beathard, if there was a roster update, would be starting at QB. You would have to sub in T-Law to actually play QB. So offensive linemen, a lot of times, because they're not in your personnel subs, you just assume they're playing. Like Teron Armstead was injured, maybe when Trent Williams was injured earlier in the year. You would have to sub those guys in. Otherwise, you would have like these low backup 60 overall guys playing. And it looked like that was the case for us. But honestly, they blocked pretty dang well. So I couldn't even notice it. So I guess that's a good sign, but it's going to be an even better sign when we get Teron Armstead and those boys on the field, as almost actually had a decent return there. But we light him up there with the extra man and see what we can do. Now, again, remember, he didn't really deserve to score a touchdown on his last drive. He threw that pick. I just lateraled it because we're trying to show off the defense, and if he just throws a pick instantly, you guys don't really get to see any of the defense. So again, what we're doing, just using Jalen Ramsey again. He kind of knows I'm using him at this point, so don't feel mad. And boom, he throws another book, just bagged. And we're going to try, see if we can kind of take this to the crib there. We'll stop and go. We're trying to let these blocks develop. They don't. But nonetheless, we get ourselves back on offense here and back basically in the red zone. So again, just beautiful coverage there. He had a high-low on that side to me. The soft squat you saw actually chased that deep route. So if you don't want that to happen, you can go with a cloud flat. Here we're going to try and just attack vertically. We have a lot of these routes. Again, I like drag wheel a lot. So Tyreek over there. Step up in the pocket with Tua. And we don't go down, but thankfully my man hangs on to the rock there. And he was going quarters. Again, we probably had drag open, but when you're that far deep in the pocket, you step up that far to the line of scrimmage, no one's there. You might as well take your 10 yards because anything can happen on these pass plays. You throw it to the drag. Maybe as a safety playing corner, he lights you up. You know, a lot of things can happen. But in this red zone, again, you see I'll usually come out, trips short side, and boom, just a really nice turtle there. Just really one of the most underrated moves to do when you're running the ball. It looks like I'm going to be down way short, but we turtle, just completely change directions. His user is just inept to react to it. And easy touchdown for the boys. So that's going to put us up 21-7. Really in control of this game, but honestly, he's not out of it. If he can put together a long drive, score here, he would have the chance to double dip the chip. Never mind, he wouldn't, because he didn't get the ball first. So he's kind of cooked unless he gets a touchdown here. So see if we can put together another stop. He's going to take it out. Not much doing there on that return. And again, just this cover 9 show 2 defense been really paying off. We haven't been doing anything crazy with it, but we haven't really had to. And again, with Jalen Ramsey over here, we're really taking away just a lot of what he wants to do. Now, again, when you have the soft squat out there, that flat's going to kind of end up being open. So I wasn't shading over the top. You don't want to shade over the top. It's going to cancel the match on that quarter side. So you're going to have to manually throw that corner in a cloud flat, which isn't really a concern. Another thing you do against trips is you can actually man up someone like a Stephon Diggs over there as he throws it. Just prime middle coverage. We lateral it. Nobody picks it up, but thankfully we get on it. And he turned off his Xbox. So that's going to do it. If you guys enjoyed, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel down below. Follow links. Let me know what you want to see next. And peace. I'm out of here.